Okay, today in class we were working on page 107 with three types of application problems. The first type was break-even questions, and then we talked about rectangle problems, and then consecutive integer problems. On your homework assignment, there's 4 questions on rectangle problems, the first 4, and I'm going to do number 3. That was the one that was causing the most difficulty today in class when people had time to work on it. And then we'll do one of the other ones, 5 through 9, which are on consecutive integer questions. So let's go ahead and get started. Number 3, if I read it to you first, I'm on page 107. Number 3, the width of a rectangle is 1/2 its length. So I'm going to draw a rectangle here to help me out with this. Here's the length. The width, though, is 1/2 its length. So to get 1/2 the length, we multiply the length times 1/2. So then it says that the perimeter of the rectangle is 54. Well, if I want to find the perimeter of this rectangle, I will have to add up all the sides. And so if this is 1/2 L, this side is also 1/2 L. But if I add those together, 1/2 plus 1/2 is a whole. That's 1 L plus this L plus this L is 3 L. That's the perimeter, which they said in the problem is equal to 54. And so if I want to figure out what just L is, just the length is, I'll divide both sides by 3. So L is equal to 54 divided by 3, which is 18. So if the length is equal to 18, the width is half of that. So the width then would end up being 9. And that's what we should have for number 3. I'm going to do another problem. I'm going to pick problem number 5. Number 5 is not steps. Number 5 is just a multiple choice question. And it's the first one with consecutive integers. And it says the sum of 2 consecutive integers is equal to -35. So let's say here are our consecutive integers. And remember, consecutive integers, as we talked about in class, are like 3 and 4, or 15 and 16, or 22 and 23. So if we know the first one's 15, we know the next one's 16. If we know the first one's 28, we know the next one's 29. In other words, to get the second one, we always just take the first one and add 1. But in number 5, it says the sum of 2 consecutive integers is -35. Well, the sum means if we add them together, we get -35. So this is how you would set up number 5. Now, in number 5, you don't have to solve it. What it asks you to do is just to identify which equation best models that situation. And this is very similar to what they have for C. So the correct answer for number 5 would be C. So hopefully this helps a little bit, and you can work on your homework and come back to class tomorrow ready for what could very well be a homework quiz. So good luck on your homework, and we'll see you tomorrow.